Welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer, where we are wrapping up our study of a little wallet-sized fascicule entitled Learn to Pray with Teresa of Avila. This little handout was prepared by the Carmelite Friars in Madrid, Spain, for the World Youth Day in 2005 that took place in Madrid. Please note that below in the description there is a link that will take you to the English translation of this fascicule, and please feel free to download it, print it, and use it in your personal prayer time. So we looked at what is prayer, preparing for prayer, entering into prayer, going deeper into prayer, what happens during prayer, what happens after prayer, and then finally, the footprint that prayer leaves in our lives. So now let's turn our attention to some important dates in the life of Teresa of Avila, followed by a short extract of Teresa's description of interior prayer, taken from her classic Manual of Prayer, The Way of Perfection. So Teresa was born in 1515 on March the 28th in Avila, Spain, and at the age of 20 years old, she entered the Incarnation Monastery on November the 2nd. She spent another 20 years there before she was converted for her second time. We say she experienced her second conversion while reading the Confessions of St. Augustine and gazing upon the wounds of Christ. 7 years after her conversion in 1562, in August, she founded St. Joseph's of Avila Carmel. In 1568, 6 years later, the first convent of Discalced Carmelite Friars with John of the Cross was founded. Teresa experienced 17 years after her second conversion, she experienced spiritual marriage. This happens, it's a mystical form of prayer. It's the summit of the life of prayer, the spiritual journey, and she experienced the spiritual marriage in 1572 on November the 16th, when John of the Cross was giving her communion. She died on October the 4th, 1582, and she was named a daughter of the church, and she was laid to rest in Alba de Tormes. Let me just add here that the calendars went from the Gregorian to the Julian calendar, and so though she died on the 4th of October, her feast is celebrated on the 15th because of this change in calendars. Finally, Teresa was beatified on April the 4th, 1614, and she was canonized in 1622 on March the 12th. Then several centuries later, in the 20th century, she was named on September the 27th a doctor of the church. Please note that there are only 35 doctors of the church at this time, 35 or 36, and she was the first woman to be named a doctor of the church. So let's listen to Teresa tell us about entering into prayer, taken from The Way of Perfection. Represent the Lord Himself by your side and look at what kind of love and humbleness He is teaching you. Believe me, as long as you can, Don't be without such a good friend. If you take by heart to bring him by your side, and he sees that you do this with love, and that you make an effort to please him, you won't be able, as they say, to make him go away from your side. He will never leave you. He will help you in all of your works, and you will have him everywhere. Do you think that it's a small matter to have such a friend like this by your side? I don't ask of you that you think of him, nor that you elaborate big concepts, nor that you may extract many delicate considerations with your mind. No, that isn't it. I only ask of you that you look at him. Because who can take away from you that you turn the eyes of your soul, even if it may be only for an instant, if you can't do any more? Amen. Teresa of Avila. Thank you for following along. And once again, you will find in the description below a link to take you to the fascicle that we have been studying. And it's yours. Just download it. It's been translated into English. And use it. Use it in your prayer time. May God bless you. I hope that this little sequence has blessed you.